Guys, today's a great day. The Wonder Woman trailer just dropped, the second one. And right when you thought, oh no, it can't get any better than the first one, nope, the second one is just as fascinating. Tons of things to talk about. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about it kind of like scene by scene, screenshot by screenshot. Afterwards or during, we're gonna talk about like the theories as to who the characters are that Wonder Woman's up against and what's going on. So let's start with okay. So the beginning of the trailer starts with Diana outside walking in a very modern looking city or modern looking place. So of course, this lets us know that Diana might be telling her story to someone. So either to Bruce Wayne perhaps, because now that Bruce Wayne and her have this kind of friendship relationship going on, I feel like maybe she's telling her side of the story from where she came from, the things she's seen throughout the hundreds of years she's been alive. So this is going to be pretty epic. Now, I don't know if like this scene, okay, so I'm not sure if this scene starts in the current timeline, or like if this movie starts in current timeline and she's confiding in someone in the future, or it like Bruce Wayne or whatever, or is she is the movie gonna go on as if it's an origin story, and then it's revealed that she's just telling someone her story. So that's really interesting to me. I just hope it doesn't do that thing where like the character is telling a story and then it cuts back to like in the middle of all that stuff, it cuts back to current timeline to see, what, let's pretend what Bruce Wayne is doing. He's drinking a cup of coffee while listening to her. That would take me out of the movie. So I hope when she's telling this story, it's just straight through. Anyway. So then we get a few, what do you call that? Not recognizable, but familiar images from the first trailer. We get Diana and Steve Rogers on the beach, and all of a sudden, the men, the troops of male soldiers are on the beach, and so they're about to attack, and Wonder Woman's crew, Wonder Woman's family is on the offensive, I guess. No, not offensive, on the offense. This is interesting to me because clearly this bullet that's traveling in the air, clearly that hits Wonder Woman, someone Wonder Woman cares about. It could be her sister. It could be, they're all considered sisters there, but it could be her I guess biological. They may have the same mother kind of thing. I'm not so sure. Either way, it affects Wonder Woman, or she's never seen death before. She's never seen like real, like man on man violence, I guess you can say, except for just what she's heard. That's why she's trained to be a warrior, but she's never physically been in an actual battle during this scene. Then we cut to some scenes featuring this one very intriguing female character during the World War era. Obviously, the current timeline Wonder Woman's on. This is really interesting because for me, I feel like she could be a character in the comics that's actually Wonder Woman's arch nemesis in the comics, and it could be Dr. Poison. Her I think her real name is Princess Maru, but Dr. Poison worked as a Nazi spy during World War II, and what she would do is she would like contaminate water and contaminate with poison, the kind of poison that like controls people. So instead of, and by that I mean it's like a reverse poison. So instead of killing them, it forces the allies who accidentally ingest that water to do the opposite of what they're being told, which is to fight the enemy. Now they're fighting themselves, So it could be her, not so sure yet, but I wouldn't be surprised. Plus, to think about it, in this movie, they're changing it up. Now she's more obsessed with poison, like poison gas. which could still play a role, but I think this poison gas maybe is to kill and not really to control, but I'm not so sure. Those are just speculations, I guess. Um, so then, of course, we see Diana getting her shield, her sword, um, and her armor. And mind you, I don't think this is the part where she puts on her costume and goes to fight. I think this is the part where she takes a costume with her and travels with Steve Trevor to his land, I guess you can say. So, it's gonna be pretty epic. And then this scene really put a smile on my face. It is the best thing I've ever seen in a few months. And that is Steve Trevor and Diana are in an alley and they're cornered by a group of either thugs or actual assassins. They're there to kill Steve Trevor, to stop him. And just seeing once he fires that gun, just seeing Wonder Woman use her gauntlet to block it, and then drops the bullet in Steve's hand, and he goes ha 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 ha. That cracked me up. That was one of the best scenes. Honestly, if I see this movie, that scene's still gonna be fresh on my mind. That scene's still gonna make me laugh. I love it. I love everything about it. And of course, we see more of Wonder Woman going to the trenches of war and getting shot at by soldiers, and like being shot at with like a bomb, a grenade, and she blocks it with her shield. Or in this case, she's just being shot at and she's using her shield to block, and and her gauntlets. So that's pretty cool to watch. I laugh at this one scene that we cut to, which is a scene of Wonder Woman bursting into a window, through a window. I laugh because Batman v Superman, Batman did that same thing, except if we were to talk about this technically, Wonder Woman did it first. She bursted into the scene first, like that, in that fashion. So I thought that was pretty cool. Another thing, during these clips of Wonder Woman, we see Wonder Woman's acrobatic skills, and it's pretty impressive. What I noticed, she does a lot of gymnastic kind of moves, when she jumps as if she's doing that, what is that Olympics thing where not the hurdles, but when you just jump over a bar, but then you use your back to kind of turn your body so that you don't touch the bar. Don't know what it's called, but I'm sure you get the picture. I noticed that she does a lot of that, and I think that's fantastic. I think Wonder Woman should be acrobatic. She should be a well-trained warrior. I mean, quite honestly, she should be one of the best fighters in the DC universe, if not the best, So I love seeing her, and obviously she can leap really, really high, which is another gift. I mean, before she can fly, and I'm thinking to myself, maybe sometime along the lines she's gonna be able to fly, but for now she's leaping. Up until like even 200 years later, or maybe less than that, she's still leaping. Like in Batman v Superman, she could leap really high. She's very impressive. Now we get a couple of scenes with her fighting against Danny Huston's character. Now I'm going to talk about this later because I have theories, but for now I'm going to pretend dumb and say, why would Wonder Woman use all this strength and all this might and all these skills and use her lasso against Danny Huston if he was just a mere mortal? I mean, look at Danny Huston's character. He looks like a middle-aged man. Like, clearly he's not acrobatic, but there has to be something about him that's beyond that. I mean, there's no way Wonder Woman's up against a mere man and she can't fight him. Honestly, no matter how skilled the man is at combat, he would never be able to go up against Wonder Woman because she is super. She has super strength, super agility. She has a lot of things going for her. So this is really interesting. And like I said, stick with me. I'm gonna talk about who I think he is. Um, and we get that scene, the really, really iconic scene where Wonder Woman does a cross with her arms and creates that force field to, to basically block any kind of superpowered electricity coming her way. And that's always cool to see, always, all the time. But it leads you to think, like, is she blocking it from, let's say, a man-made device that can destroy everything, or is she blocking it from a supernatural thing? So that's a good question. So now we're gonna talk about Danny Hughes, and we're gonna talk about the theory about this entire thing. Excuse me. So I went to IMDb and I looked at all the or all the characters' names on IMDb. Clearly, we know Wonder Woman, we know Steve Trevor, we know their names, Gal Gadot and Chris Pine. And even Etta Candy's the secretary to Steve Trevor, even her name, the actress's name, is on there. But Danny Houston's Danny Houston's name is not on there, which I find very, very intriguing. And honestly, I'm beginning to believe that Danny Houston could be playing Ares, the god of war, which is, I believe, Wonder Woman's brother. So that's going to be really interesting to see. That's Wonder Woman's brother. Excuse me. So what does this all mean? Does that mean he's wearing someone else's skin? He's disguising himself, but then he truly reveals himself to be someone else? I mean, the weirdest thing is, like, if you go to IMDb, you'll see Robin Wright as General Antiope. You'll see Connie Nielsen as Queen Hippolyta. But then David Thewlis, Elena Anaya, Danny Houston, and Ewan Bremner, these characters that are on the trailer, they're nowhere to be, like, their character names are nowhere to be found. So clearly they are playing something very, very important, or just a name that would give away what storyline of Wonder Woman they're going for, if that makes any sense. So like I said, I think that Danny Houston's character is in the human flesh. He is playing maybe some kind of real life character. I know that sounds crazy, but some kind of real life World War II character, maybe. I mean, a lot of people are thinking that he's actually a World War II, like a Nazi general, and his name was Eric, something like Eric Ludendorff, or Erich Ludendorff. I don't know, I can't pronounce it, but a lot of people are thinking he's playing a real life character, but then, like, it turns out, obviously this is fiction, this movie's fiction, obviously it turns out that he's the god of war inside his body, and so this is all really fascinating to me. What do you guys think? Are you guys excited for this movie? Did you guys enjoy this trailer? Is it as good as trailer number 1? For me, yes. Especially the scene where Wonder Woman is jumping in the air and uses her lasso to grab onto Danny Houston's character and lift him up. I thought that was awesome. Like I said, so much. She's doing so much for a mere mortal. There has to be something more about him. So this is gonna be awesome. And as far as what's her name? Elena Anaya's character, the female with the face, with a half face, or the face mask. As far as her character is concerned, I think she is human, but I think she suffered a great deal, and I think her main thing is to destroy the Allies, to destroy Steve Trevor's camp. And I think Steve Trevor will be the one to go up against her, as opposed to usually Wonder Woman or a female character always goes up against another female character. I really think that maybe Steve Trevor will be the one to foil her plans, and Wonder Woman will be the one to destroy or fight Danny Houston's character. So that's it, guys. Thanks for listening, and let me know what you guys think. What is your predictions? Please let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, and thanks again.